No, that sounded better, eh?
That was...
Cool thing with this 5-wood is you don't sacrifice any distance whatsoever.
No, I can hit it as far as the 3-wood. All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Big test tonight, Mikey boy.
Another what's in the bag.
It's not what's in the bag, it's not nothing about that. The question I have in our mind that a lot of people are asking in the world of golf, is the 3-wood dead? Is there no need for a 3-wood anymore?
I mean, mini driver serves a purpose.
I think in the Bay, we talk to a lot of golfers and we say, what's your favourite club if you're going to hit it from the fairway and it's a head cover? 5-wood.
Yeah, all
More
day.
people say, you know, I'm really comfortable with 5-wood. 3-wood's a bit hit or miss, very lie dependent. I'm not really that confident. It needs to be the right circumstances. 5-wood, I feel great. So I think from that purpose, 3-wood though gets overlooked a lot off the fairway with the long shot. Off the tee, I think the sort of entry into the market of the mini drivers, we've just seen Callaway have a new mini in the market. Titleist have their TSR little 2-wood. Obviously, TAYLORMADE are smashing it right now. I mean, the amount of people who have sort of DM'd or commented in the videos we've done recently saying, I've got many, like, changed my game.
And all their tour staff have at least tested it and hit it. I know there was photos of Tiger holding one, but you know, there's a video of Rory hitting it, and his praise for it was amazing. Like, man, this thing's unreal.
Yeah, if you haven't seen that video, go to TaylorMade's website. It's fun. Rory, high 70s ball speed, 300 yards in the caddy. He's like, it's a perfect little 2-wood.
Yeah.
So that's the nature of this video, guys. Have we got to a point where metal wood technology has gotten so good, the 5-wood is hot enough from the fairway, 2-wood BRNR mini, you know, mini driver, is a more suitable replacement off the tee? Do we still even need a 3-wood?
Yeah, interesting.
I mean, find out.
The nice thing is, or the hardest thing for me to wrap my head around is like off the deck with a mini driver, because it looks so big and it looks different. But I've watched you hit it. Obviously, we watched some video of some guys test it. It looks pretty easy.
Yeah, I don't think, I think it's probably like a once in 8 shots, 9 shots, I'll hit it off the ground. Maybe actually not even that much. I just think, you know, if I need to hit something off the ground 3-wood length, I'm turning over a 5-wood.
Yeah, interesting.
You know, I'm trying to hit that kind of high draw 5-wood. So let's hit a few. Let's see what we've got. We're going to throw on 3-wood. We're going to compare it, and then either side of that, we'll see the merits of the 5-wood and the mini.
Cool. All right, Fraz, 275 yards. We're starting with QI10 Tour, the 15-degree model.
Yep.
Bump down a little bit.
Yeah, I like the one open.
Yeah.
I play my 5-wood a little bit more open than that, but I think this is good weight placement, the weight bridge, right in the middle. So should be good for 250, 260 in the flat.
Right, okay. Typical flight with the 3-woods, that touch left to right shape?
Nah, no, I feel like maybe I'm catching a hair in the heel. Little face open. High, isn't it?
Interesting. It sounded better.
I felt like a good strike. There's quite a lot of dynamic loft, I feel.
Yeah, good strikes, just face hanging open. Yeah, good strike.
I like it.
You feel like you had to try more to close that, or?
I just tried to release it harder. So.
Strike sounds so much better. Typical spin for you, about like 3,500, 3,800 with 3-wood?
Honestly, no. In the past, like I'd say a bit lower.
Oh yeah, okay.
A bit lower than that, but yeah, seemed to be.
It spins.
Seemed to be on the higher side.
255 carry, no issues. Right out the middle.
Probably, what, 38, 37? 4,000 spin. A little spinny.
Turned over a little bit?
A bit.
No, that sounded better, eh?
That was
Lower flight on that one too.
the right launch and spin.
Cool thing with this 5-wood is you don't sacrifice any distance whatsoever.
No, I can hit it as far as the 3-wood. I mean, if anything, like that's probably a good example of what I give up at times a bit with the 5-wood. It might just kick up in the spin. Not too bad. Something we've talked about for a little while that we do in our fits, Mikey, if somebody needs, you know, a fairway wood that they need to get into the ground a little bit more and like, I don't know, whatever my average was there. Yeah, so I think the biggest difference there is I feel like with 5-wood, I can get a little steeper onto it. I catch a better part of the head. I don't gear it up as much. I just feel like for me with 3-wood, you know, I can kind of get that, you know, a little bit spinny one. With this, at least I have the option as well with the 5-wood. Now remember that I call it a 5-wood, it's a 4-wood. So 16.5 degrees.
Yeah.
18 turn, 3 degrees open, and it's at 16.5. Weight bridge all the way in at the head. So effectively, I mean, for a lot of people, this is a 3-wood.
3-wood, yeah.
Yeah, and the numbers are 3-wood-esque for me.
But being shorter as well and being that 5-wood head, if you need to chop something out of the rough too,
You can
trundle one out there.
go the other way easily. Right, so I think that's why for me, off the ground, it was a no-brainer to go in that direction. The one thing I would say I miss, there is something a little bit, I guess, intimidating about going with a head that small.
Right, okay.
Little 5-wood head. I probably wouldn't mind it if it was a shade bigger, but...
Okay, Fries, back to QI10 Tour 3-wood. And now we're going to see how does it compare versus the mini driver.
Yeah, here's the off the tee option, right? Decent strike, but
Yeah.
it's not really a great off the tee option.
I was going to say a little floaty.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3,700. That's a good swing. I came out a bit flatter.
Yeah. I mean, that's a little more like, it's not the ball speed because I caught it a little too high, but
Yeah.
like to get the spin down like that, it would be better.
Not bad or a fraction thin?
It was a fraction thin, but I didn't hate it. I just spun it a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't mind. Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Great strike.
Okay. Yeah. I struggle. Bit of a struggle.
Yeah, definitely there's some what looks like good strikes, but it doesn't really play out how you want it.
No.
Can see we're off the tee. Yeah, you don't have a ton of confidence in the 3-wood.
All right. Mini driver. So I think there's probably some similarities to some of the strikes with the 3-wood. And that one, as in like my miss, a little up on it, a little low,
little low on the
club,
head.
but like 160 and then 10.5, 3,000
Yeah.
is pretty good.
10 yards technically longer in carry as well.
Like you always talk about peak height, you know, it's still 113.
Yeah, but it's not 130, right? And
No.
it can't float on you.
No, definitely. That's the one. That is the one.
Yeah, goodbye 3-wood. Come back. Stayed fairly straight.
I mean,
Thank you, Twist Face.
yeah. I wouldn't want to know what a 3-wood would do if I hit one that far in the toe.
Still pretty good there. Like you've
It's a good strike, Mikey.
left out a little bit, but it's not putting you in trouble.
No.
There's no 3-wood that's going 2,800 spin at 300 total, that's for sure. A little turned over, would you take it?
I mean, I probably, if I was fitting with you right now, I'd say, can you turn it up to 12?
Yeah,
or like 11.5 even? Like, give us some loft back on that. I think for the first time I've seen this thing, maybe the other side of it. You know, I liked it at 10.5. Let's tweak it. All right, little tweak.
Yep, back to 11.5.
It was a wee bit hot there, wasn't it? That's a bit more of the flight, isn't it?
Yeah, you've bumped the loft back up and
Yeah. I just think there's so much ball speed in it that it can live at 3,000 spin.
Yeah.
That's the right place for it.
You don't really need a 285 carry.
I don't. Really don't. That's what driver does. That was pretty good. Definitely take that flight if I want to turn one over off the tee. Good speed. 2,700. Little second serve flight.
Yeah. That was pure. Right out the middle.
Yeah, just like that little low middle, which I feel like this little mini driver's just great when you get it in that little spot.
That's nice there, 3,100.
Yeah. It's a good tee option, Mikey. More horsepower, 163 ball. Kind of got 3-wood numbers, probably what I used to consider to be 3-wood numbers for me. 12.5 launch, 31 something spin. So yeah, let's look at the first one. We made a little change, didn't we?
Yeah.
Thought there was a few just a little too
that spin gets
jumpy.
Maybe a bit knuckly and a little too hot, like almost 300. We saw a couple 300-yard mini drivers. I don't know if you really want that in your bag.
Well, what I don't really like is the dispersion circle getting wider.
Yeah.
You know, that's not really not what I want. So let's kind of kick into the other one.
Yeah, we should bring the loft back up, stays more on center line, spin kicks up, launch kicks up, and it's in a better window there for carry and total.
It's interesting, you know, just putting some loft on it though. Actually, if you look at the numbers, go to select comparison over there and put the two burners. Actually, wasn't that different.
No.
It was the volatility of the lower loft.
Yeah.
So standard deviation spin was wider, which we certainly don't want. And obviously had the tendency to run out a little bit of a rightward miss with that today, which I certainly wasn't liking. So again, just let's go back to the two 3-woods and then the 5-wood and the mini. So there's the two 3-woods. As we probably expect, a little bit less spin off the tee.
Yeah. That T1 though could put you in trouble. That's a scary thing. I just don't love how high I hit a 3-wood, you know, these days, and you know, I feel like I'm as comfortable as we saw with the 5-wood, hitting that a bit lower. Yeah.
So there's kind of where we want to kind of obviously end up.
Yeah.
A little more separation, 5 miles an hour ball speed, clear separation, and obviously spin.
Yeah, you want your 5-wood to have a little bit of spin to it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that is good. Where that is right there is more than acceptable. But it gives the two clubs a role, doesn't it? It gives them a very different role. 3-wood off the tee, 3-wood off the fairway. I felt like we're just doing the same thing. Your
consistency with the mini driver off the tee is it's a joke how good it is. That 3-wood just, you stand on top of it with something smaller and you go,
it looks tiny now, and it's probably just a little bit of an adjustment because now I've hit this for a few weeks, and just it looks tiny.
Yeah.
To hit it off of a tee. I just can't imagine maybe setting up in a tight tee shot or something and feeling great about it. But
success rate with that mini driver is a lot higher.
Yeah. No, this thing is good, and honestly, I think it's good for a lot of you guys too. Okay, guys, so I think it's part of a bigger conversation right now. We're in a data-driven world. We are looking at strokes gained all the time. What is better off a tee as a second serve, or if you're not hitting driver, what's better off a tee?
Yeah.
Something like this or a 3-wood. If you're in the fairway and you're really not sacrificing anything, what are you better off with? A 5-wood that has a fraction more loft, more forgiveness in that sense, a little bit shorter length in the shaft, or traditional 3-wood. for me, in both cases, I feel like I'm set up for success now, more with this and with a 5-wood than I have been.
Yeah, take it to the next level. You're playing some tournament golf, right? If the driver a couple holes in or on the range doesn't feel like you've got it that day, I mean, mini driver, you could tee it up or tee it down and kind of find the fairway with it.
I would feel comfortable doing that, just squeezing a few out there and knowing that you actually don't really sacrifice that much ball speed. Where we've seen that shake out 161, not a million miles away from driver territory. Hit it out there 260, 270. Early in the round when you're trying to feel your way into a tournament round, or maybe just don't feel good with your swing one day and you've got that as an option. I think that's going to help a lot of people with their game. So something to think of. Obviously, it's a bit of a play on words saying the 3-wood's dead. Obviously, we're still, thinking that's in the bag for a lot of people. But the utilization for someone like myself with the swing characteristics I think I'm going to have a little bit more success because of the options I have with these two clubs.
100%. That's a confidence booster off the tee.
Definitely. Okay. Let us know what you think, guys. Let us know is this making you rethink, your options in the top end of the bag. I think everybody needs to have one or two options that are really, really comfortable with. So not just having one, and if that's off, then feel like you're a bit lost for that day. So
definitely.
Yeah, let us know below what your thoughts are. Are you tracking your data? Are you using Arcos? Are you going and being fit for the top end of your bag? That's ultimately what we think you should do anyway. So stay tuned for more, guys. We will see you again soon.